Hi everyone, my name is Mel and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to share the origin story behind the Money Auntie and why I decided to start a channel dedicated to sharing information about money and finances with people of my generation. If you're a Generation Xer like me, it's likely you grew up in a time when money wasn't a comfortable a topic of discussion. Our parents didn't talk to us about it, we didn't discuss it amongst our friends, and it certainly wasn't taught in schools. Now, maybe you grew up to be an adult who struggled to manage your finances, and maybe you found yourself spacing out whenever you hear conversations about investing or the stock market, and maybe even the thought of budgeting makes you break out into hives. Well, you're not imagining it. If you've read some recent news articles, they claim that Gen X and Gen Y feel some of the biggest financial pressures today. A Fortune magazine article earlier this month reported that 60% of Gen Xers say money negatively impacts their mental health, and that part of the reason is it's a sign of how they grew up and of their life stage. If you felt that way, you're not alone, and if you're searching for more and looking for a community, you've come to the right place. These days, I'm that friend in the group chat who sends random texts about a money trend that I just learned about, or maybe a productivity hack that I just read about in a new book. I think I drive my friends mostly crazy, but I do love sharing this information with them. But I wasn't always so smart about my money habits. I didn't grow up financially savvy, and in fact, I consider myself a late bloomer when it comes to financial literacy. I come from an immigrant family who started out relatively poor. I wouldn't say we struggled because my parents were great budgeters and savers, but money conversations in our house were limited to how we can save it and how we can stretch it. I learned early on that debt kept you poor and that investing was only for the rich. Now, one of the first life lessons I learned was about money management and delayed gratification. When I was young, there was a flea market that my family and I would frequent on the weekends where we bought used household goods, clothes, and toys. And bear in mind, this was the 1980s, so one of the most popular toys for girls at that time was the Cabbage Patch doll. Now, if you are a young immigrant just trying to make ends meet, a Cabbage Patch doll was not in your budget. So my parents bought me a knockoff from this flea market. And you can tell it was not the real thing. It was much smaller. You can tell they skimped on the filler because it was not as plump as the original. And its face was made of this hard plastic material that I'm pretty sure I got a couple of bruises from because I would hug it when I would sleep at night. But even though I knew it wasn't the real deal, I really loved that toy. Now, my mom, being the awesome mom and excellent saver that she is, saved a little bit of her paycheck every month, and after a few months was able to buy me the real, authentic Xavier Roberts Cabbage Patch Kid, and I was ecstatic. I would take that doll with me everywhere. And this picture right here is actually of me and my sister with me holding my doll, who I called Patchy. And yes, that's me in the white pumps and the white slacks. 8 years old. Let's not go there. Now, my mom decided to use this as a teachable moment and taught me that if I was patient and waited and saved my money, I could buy whatever I wanted. Unfortunately, smart money management skills were not a life lesson that I carried with me into adulthood. I'm sad to report that I spent most of my 20s and 30s in varying degrees of young broke and stupid broke. And if you're not familiar with the difference, young broke is that you're just too young to really have much money, and stupid broke is you do have money and you know better, you just don't do better. So what changed? Several things started happening over the last few years that really made me start thinking about my financial future. When I hit my 40s, it dawned on me that statistically, I was halfway through my life and I felt utterly unprepared. I started caring for my aging parents while balancing a very busy career, while also knowing that my own retirement was in the horizon, and I felt like I was not going to be ready for my own golden years. I also realized that I didn't want to be working myself to the bone only to reach retirement and still be broke, sick, and tired to enjoy the things that I wanted to do now that I had the time to do it. I wanted to change my trajectory. So what did I do? I started learning. I started reading books, I listened to podcasts, I watched YouTube videos, and I talked to people who were doing the money thing right. And at first, I was overwhelmed. I thought, it's too late for me. I should have started learning and doing these things when I was younger. But as I continued to learn, I started thinking, no, it's not too late. There's still so many things I can do even at my age. And finally, it got to the point where I thought, I can't be the only person in this boat. Who can I share all these things I'm learning with? Fast forward to now, beyond the overzealous texts that I sent to my friends, to the Money Auntie. I came up with the Money Auntie because it embodied my vision. In many cultures, an auntie is not just your mom or dad's sister or their wife. In a deeper sense, an auntie is an older female family friend or a respected member of a group or community. That's what I hope the Money Auntie will be. Someone you can look to for guidance and community when it comes to money matters and life hacks. The author, Oscar Wilde, said, "The only thing to do with good advice is to pass it on. It is never of any use to oneself." So maybe you're like me, someone who didn't grow up learning about money and finances, someone who's made mistakes thinking maybe it's too late, but you also realize that you want to find relatable and genuine information that you can still apply to your life today. This channel is for us. A fellow Gen X or Gen Y looking for a tribe, someone who's in a sandwich generation caring for kids and their elderly parents, a financial literacy late bloomer, or someone just looking to be a better steward of their money and in essence of their time. I hope my story resonated with you. If you found yourself thinking, gosh, that's me, or you found value in what I shared, please click that like button, and while you're at it, click that subscribe button too. It'll allow us to have more conversations like this. Let me know your story in the comments below and join the conversation. We'll talk money management, finances, careers, investing, and other topics to empower you to thrive financially and find more margin in your life. In the meantime, be kind, make smart choices, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.